Welcome to the MSME Commemoration Day for here at Pearls Consulting. We are glad you signed up. We are glad you are right here in the meeting, and we do not take your presence for granted. Right about now, we'll start our introductions. We want to get to know each and every one of us as we await others that will be joining in, so that we can dive right into the meeting for the. My name is Joy Dara Ode. I am an associate monitoring and evaluation officer here at Pearls Consulting. And while we wait for others to join, because we'll be starting very shortly, we'd like to give a very brief introduction of who we are at Pearls Consulting, what we do, and what we stand for. Hello, if you can hear me right about now, kindly introduce yourself, your name, what you do, and your business. Just a very brief one-line introduction about yourself, so that we can get to know each and every one of us personally. Starting from Yes, okay. The order of introduction is that we can also drop this information on the chat box, so that we all can get to read it clearly. If you are not in a place, you can talk. So we'll be looking forward to the introduction from each and every one of us here. We are waiting. We want to get to know you better.
Okay, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, we can hear you, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Damilare Ogunkanmi. I'm a creative entrepreneur. I'm a curator of Sidre World. Sidre World is an art and fashion marketplace, digital art and fashion marketplace. Nice to be here, and thank you for the opportunity once again. God bless you.
The feeling is mutual. Welcome, Mr. Damilare. We're glad to have you here. Any other person that wants to speak?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Oluwadamilola Edward. I'm the founder and director of 1616 Impressions, a customer-focused brand that help men and women look impressive, by providing them with premium quality fabrics and clothing that helps you stand out anywhere, any day, and anytime. So yes, a bona fide member, friend, alumni of Pearls Consulting, and it's nice to be here again for this webinar. Thank you.
Nice having you here, Edward Oluwadamilola. We look forward to looking up your clothing brand and patronizing you one of these days. Any other person that wants to introduce before we go on to the next thing on the agenda?
Hello,
Hi.
good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Samiat Ishola. I am the co-owner of Affair Gift Arts. We create gifts, we do event planning and all sorts. So yeah, I'm looking forward to learning a lot from this program.
Okay, nice having you, Ishola Samiat. we see the good work you do at Affair with curating, Gift Curating, and sincerely, we are proud of what you do. Thank you very much for joining. Any other person who wants to introduce? Okay, I think we'd have to. Okay, we have Madam Rofia. She says she's a baker and her brand name is Jumi Bakes and Feasts. And then Olayinka Busari says, my name is Abdul Baki Busari, and I'm a full stack developer and the founder of Raudil Institute, which is an international online learning platform. Thank you very much, Busari, Abdulbaki, and Jumoke. We sincerely appreciate your presence in our webinar today. We should all keep this coming. We should keep this coming. We should also look at this as an opportunity to network, to meet with other business owners in and around Lagos State, and also an opportunity to partner with people in the same line of business we do. So we shouldn't just look at this as a webinar where we should come and learn and upscale ourselves, but also an opportunity to network. Okay, because our time is fast spent and would like to dive right into business, we want to explain extensively or very briefly, as the case may be right about now, what we do at Pearls Consulting. Pearls Consulting is a management and project advisory firm committed to empowering Africa's startup, that is small and medium enterprises, institutions and development partners, practical and result-driven solutions that drive growth, execution of excellence, and measurable impacts. We at Pearls Consulting, we encourage startup, SMEs, and transformative projects to remain critical drivers of the economic growth and job creation across Africa. Our core mission is to ensure that organizations do not only scale, but execute efficiently, build institutional capacity, and maintain long-term value. So this is one of our very core competitive advantage we have over others, that we are data driven. We work with a lot of data. We do not just give top of the head results. We execute focused approach. We deliver across 5 core pillars, which is business advisory, data analytics, monitoring and evaluation, project management, training, and talent matching. So if you look within your organization, if you look within your network, if you look within your business, your institution, as the case may be, and you think you need any of these core things to ensure that you scale efficiently, we are here for you, but that's not the business for today. Today, we are having this webinar in commemoration with the World MSME Day. We at Pearls Consulting understand that SMEs are the drivers of the economy. And we will not overlook this day, because even here in Lagos, most of the people that run the economy in Lagos State, as an example right now, are young people and are business owners. They are the ones that ensure that young people like us get employed, get meaningfully engaged, and our talents are matched with the right institutions to get the right experience and grow. Today, we have a trailblazer in our midst. We have someone that has at the core of his being, his very own heartbeat, SMEs. young people engagement, talent match. And a seasoned leader. Let me just put on his so that we can look at together. So it wouldn't seem I am bluffing. Okay, I don't know if you can all see my screen now. Kindly indicate if you can see my screen. Okay, so okay, Damilare says you can see our screen, so we can look at it together. We have today our facilitator, Mr. Adeniji Oluwa Femi Boboye. He is a business advisory and development consultant with over 15 years of experience supporting SMEs, corporations, and government agencies to build sustainable and scalable systems. He is also the managing partner at Pearls Consulting and director of business development. Oh, sorry. Let me go about that again. He's also the director of business development, finance, and strategy at G126 Continental Travels Limited. His expertise spans across business intelligence, financial planning, growth strategy, CSR model, and monitoring evaluation. He has also collaborated with the USAID, UNICEF, UNDESA, the Ford Foundation, and the US Consulate. Mr. Femi Boboye is passionate about youth development as he has led initiatives that transform communities, empower young people, and he has also earned recognition such as Royal African Leadership Award, that was in 2024, the US Carrington Fellow of the Year, that was in 2020, and a place among the OHUB 100 most influential young people. Like I mentioned before, Mr. Femi is very passionate about young people, working with young people, empowering young people. Yeah, he continues to shape strategies that advance business growth, policy innovation, and youth empowerment across Africa. Brethren, if your hands are not too busy, kindly give a round of applause to our managing partner, Pearls Consulting, Mr. Femi Boboye. A round of applause. Please clap, 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 clap. It's not easy to have him in our midst today. Please, you can also use the clap emoji. We are happy, we are glad to have him on board. So we'll give him the floor. Kindly get your notepad ready. Make sure that you are listening attentively because this session is power-packed. This session is going to be transformative, both for you as an individual and for your business at large. Over to you, Mr. Femi, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Joy, for the warm introduction. Thank you so much, everybody. Happy World MSME Day. I'm grateful to, first of all, to God that He has given us the opportunity for all of us to be here so that we can, pretty much learn from one another. Because the ultimate goal of why we are all here is to learn from one another. You are a business owner, just as much as any other person is. So your opinion and your journey is also valid, irrespective of where you are along the journey in terms of your business. So basically, this is from me celebrating all of you. Say congratulations to you. I see, we understand the grind, the struggle that we all go through as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as founders, as creatives, and all the various industries that we play. And we also must understand that we are the engine of the economy, not just only in Nigeria, but all over the world. Because we are the one that is driving enterprise, creating value, creating opportunity for people to become and fulfill themselves within the context of our business. Thank you so much. I want to say that this journey, as lonely as it might be, sometimes I need you to know that you're not alone and that you're doing the Lord's work. It's very important to put that out there first, to appreciate you guys for everything that you're doing. I can see a lot of people here, some of which I know, some I don't, for all the amazing stuff that you are doing over the years through your brands, through the value that you are creating in the entire ecosystem. Let us not be, somebody was saying to me that we have so many people doing business, and we don't have enough, because the bigger the ecosystem, the bigger the market. If the ecosystem is small, the market will be small. Or if the ecosystem is big, the market will be pushed to the point that we expand to accommodate more. So the more people that we are than it. So usually I always tell people, when you go into a business and nobody is doing that business, there are two things: so that you have been able to eat good, that you are the first to get in there, or others are trying and see that nothing is there. So usually that's some of the things that we always ask people to verify. So if you are doing something and every other person, the more people you have in it, the better it is. Thank you so much for all that you are doing. I would like to start by saying that as we celebrate this MSME, what is MSME Day, at least I know it was last week, but we are doing it today. But basically, it's very essential for us to begin to reflect. I think we should start by reflecting on what's going over this as business owners, what changes can I make? How can I, because it goes, do not forget, for every business that you do, you are spending life and time. And we are spending life and time. And while we are spending life and time, it's also very essential that we spend it on something that is worthwhile. And I always tell people, nothing is small, nothing is big. All businesses are big, can become big. Every business can become big. All these shop, for example, now say Spa or any other restaurant or any other supermarket there. There's no difference between what they do and the aboki that says something in front of your gate or your estate. They're practically in the same industry. They're in the same business, but everybody's interpreting it differently and they're doing that different scale. The question is, what scale are you doing? What interpretation are you giving to it? Are you seeing it as just something to be able to get by with, or something to just sustain life, or something that you are using as a vehicle to bet something great? The ultimate question you must always ask yourself as a founder is, am I building something that I can pray that my son or my daughter can come and work here and they'll be happy to do so? And that is the mentality that we must have in whatever we are building, and ensure that we build it right. Because if you don't, we are then making a very, very big mistake in spending our time, not very effectively, but in not the most productive way that can be. There's no limit to how much a business can go. It's a limit of whoever is actually driving and the visions behind it. It's very, very essential. I know many of us, January we started this year, and today we are now in June, and today makes half of the year. Exactly, right? We are now in July rather. And the question that we have to ask ourselves is this: all the strategies, all the things we've been doing, how well has it turned out for you and I? What needs to change? These are the conversations that we now need to have. And that's why we are choosing this particular topic for this conversation, to look at what are the smart growth strategies for our businesses. Because the most important thing is that many of us already have proof of concepts. You have customers that are buying your products. Many of us are not just new to this thing. But sometimes, we feel stuck. We're just doing the same thing. We are like at a particular ceiling. We can see my growth is maybe an 800,000 every month. And sometimes it's 80, 70, sometimes 150. It's just within that range. By the time you do a median of all of your income within the last 6 months, you will almost even it out as it's just the same figure that you get every month, even though there are some that goes up and some that dips. So these are the realities. How then do we breach that ceiling? How do we breach that ceiling and then move into a new level and begin to experience a different kind of growth, a reality that is close to where you and I know many of us here, we want to achieve something great, something amazing. In the chat, you can just begin to draw. I just want to know, how well are you doing in terms of your goal for the year? this half of the year, I think we can also use this as an opportunity for you to begin to review. So are you 100% on it or 20%? Just give us the percentage that you are. Drop it in the chat box. I will just take a look at it as we progress because I don't want us to take too much time. I want this conversation to be very, very brief, but I want it to be very, very concise as well, whereby you're able to take actionable points, issues that you need to move forward as you continue your journey. Trust me, the rest of the year is enough for you to actually achieve whatever goals you still have that you have set for yourself. The question is, we must wear a new cap and we must think differently. And for us to think differently, that's why this conversation is very essential, so that we understand what we are doing, what needs to change. Oh, that's awesome. 45%, that's very great. We are doing very well. If you're already at 45%, that means you are doing very well. So that's good. So let's keep it coming. As we see them, I will be reacting to them. That was fantastic. So it's very important that we have all of these metrics. We might not even be able to say what percentage we are because we are not measuring it. We don't even have the girl I'm trying to say, we don't even have like a target to say, okay, this is where we are going in the beginning of the year. And it's never too late. It's okay not to do it. And that is why your fiscal policy, your fiscal year could start anytime. That you didn't start on January with a clear target. You can start today and say, okay, for the next 1 year, that means your fiscal year begins every June or every July of the new year. It doesn't have to be any day. It doesn't have to be January to December. It can be any day, depending on what works for you, right? And then you can just begin to pick it up from there. You can start at end of the year target. So within now and the next 6 months, what do I want to achieve as an organization? These are the critical conversations that we then begin to have with ourselves. We all know that a lot of things has happened in the business world, especially you and I. One of the things that you, as a business owner, you are susceptible to is the various dynamics that you have nothing or little or no control over. For example, none of us legislated for Israel-US Iran war. It happened and it affected a lot of us big time in terms of our costs, overhead costs, consumer buyers, because it has us, many of us have to make adjustment to our prices and stuff like that, and our cost of raw materials and all of those things, they all went up, and many people are able to buy reduced, and all of those things kind of affected our business generally. But things are looking up now. But then that's why we have to understand and have this particular conversation. This message is actually coming at a very good time. Permit me to just quickly share my screen so that I can share what I have for us today. A minute, please. All right. Sorry. So I'm sure we can all see my screen, right? Please, you can drop in if you can see you can just thumbs up or just drop a message in the chat box that I can see. I can know that you can see my screen. Can you I just need somebody to confirm, and then I'm good to proceed. Can you all see my screen?
We can all see your screen.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. Thank you so very much for the confirmation. So we are looking at smart growth strategies for businesses, how to grow even in tough economy. This is very, very handy. I stumbled upon the material many years ago, I think during the COVID time. I took a course at Harvard. It's called Leading in Turbulent Times. And then they were talking about a particular sailor who, against all odds, gathered his team, despite the failure of other sailors, and then was moving on to the North Atlantic, which was, people called it a suicide mission. I think the name was, is it Lettington? I've forgotten the name right now. But then, through all of a lot of strategies that he puts together, which is now being taught in business schools to business leaders, how he was able to make that navigation against all odds, bad weather, how will you be able to mobilize your team and give them the confidence that they need when the odds against them, when the eyes, you are swimming against the tide, the weather is horrible, you are not even able to move. And then the ship is stuck on the ice, and then you can't even do anything. How do you keep them warm and engaged? because you know that the weather is getting to you, it's creeping in, and people are getting, they can die. And then, despite the fact that a lot of people ask him not to do it, just like you, a lot of people are telling you that, why don't you just go and do this? Why are you doing that? But here you are doing it. And it's not easy. And now, learning from that particular experience taught me a lot of things that good weather does not make a great sailor. And the ability to navigate difficult situations is what we teach you as a business owner, from the very great, from just the mediocre or the wannabes. Many of us, a lot of people that are doing business just for the sake of it, the look and feel of it, the sound of it. I'm a business owner, I'm a CEO. But by the time you realize that the memo is not as what people think it is, it's a roller coaster. It's a 24 hours job, all day, all long, all week, all month, all year. And many of you can attest to that. It's not for the faint-hearted. You have to have a lot of resilience. You have to have a lot of conviction of what you are trying to do. You are a salesperson. You are wearing multiple caps at a time. And all of these things are very, very important. So, and these things that you have to do can be overwhelming. So that's why it's important for us to have smart strategies that allow us to grow our businesses. And that's why we're having this conversation. Some of us that you have to be a motivator, you have to be a mentor, you have to be a leader, you have to be a teacher, you have to be an instructor, you have to be somebody that guides people. You have to be able to show them that you know how to do it as well. So it's a lot that you have to do for them. And then your customers also, your suppliers, the people, everybody has certain expectations that you have to do. So sometimes it can look like you are everywhere. And at the same time, the result is showing that you are nowhere. And I'm sure that many of us might have been there. Many of us might have gone past that place. Many of us are yet to there. But trust me, we all get there. That's why this class is very important. I don't know it all. We are all, but from our years of experience working as a professional, as a business owner, as a consultant, I know that these are things that if we are able to, manage and understand, we can quickly build a better business. All right. So introduction, into today's business environment, we all know that uncertainty is the major thing, That is why when you are preparing your budget, you must have what you call budget buffer. Because if you don't have a budget buffer, you are setting yourself up, especially in this climate now. The hostility around the globe is so much, and the world is interconnected that hostility in one region can affect the entire region, the entire world. Like we have seen with battle with the war with Iran and Israel and US. So we've seen how that can rising costs, which is leading to rising costs, inflation, changing customer expectations, technological disruption, economic fluctuations is happening, and it continues to challenge us. There's nothing we can do about it. But history has consistently shows that while some businesses struggle during difficult periods, others continue to grow, expand market share, and strengthen their competitive position. They say there's a saying that tough time never lasts, but tough people do. Whenever you see, let me give you something you should write at the back. Just write somewhere there. Whenever there's a global meltdown, or there's a global chaos, or there's a major chaos, it's an opportunity for some people to rise. And it has been like that from time immemorial. All right? After the 9/11 attack in America, that was what gave birth to businesses like Google, and all those things. That was what gave them the momentum to now begin to, move at a faster speed. A lot of other businesses. COVID was a game changer for Netflix. A lot of things will happen in the world, and then it should be the trigger for an existing business to just take off. Today, we are having a virtual meeting. Zoom has been existing. All these meeting platforms, they've been existing for years, right? But they became a mainstay of our daily life. In fact, I now hear that family meeting now takes place on Zoom. Watch party takes place on Zoom. People do prayer work on Zoom. People do a lot of things now on Zoom. And if you look at the intended purpose of Zoom, was just for office use at the initial stage, right? Where people could have office meetings and stuff like that, or in places where they cannot travel and stuff like that. But COVID has changed the entire game for them. It has opened a wide range of customer opportunity to them. And now we see what is going on. It's like that. So, and according to the research, it says a company that maintains strategic investment and focus on growth during downturns are more likely to perform competitors during recovery period. So downtime, when economy is bad, it's not the time to close shop. Rather, it's the time to work harder. It is time to roll up our sleeves and begin to ensure that all things that we want to do, begin to put it out there. Begin to put it out there. This is what then enables certain businesses to grow when economic conditions are tough. The answer lies not in the economy itself, but in the strategies business adopts, the decisions leaders make, and the ability to adapt to changing realities. And that's all we need. And the few conversations I'll quickly be running us through, that's what it to be based on. How are organizations able to cause disruption? How are organizations able to rise above the current situations of any economy where they find themselves, Nigeria, anywhere in the world, and they're able to pivot and do something great with their businesses is because of resilience. And that resilience is about the economy, it's about the strategies that you are adopting as a business. It's about the decision that you are making as a leader of the business. It's about your ability to adapt to changing realities. And this changing realities is a common thing. It is always going to be like that. It's always like that. Something will happen. If it is not COVID, if it's not 9/11, what will happen? Something will just happen that will cause a disruption. Something will just happen. So what is smart growth? Smart growth is the deliberate pursuit of sustainable and profitable business growth through strategic decision-making, operational efficiency, customer focus, and innovation. Simple. Simple business growth through decision-making, operational efficiency, customer focus, and innovation. That's all. Decision-making. What type of decision are you making as a business owner, as a business? But before you can even collecting data about business, I have data about our business. Document that you can read that gives you the true picture of what your business is or what it's saying. Well, that is very essential because that enables you to make better decisions. Then operational efficiency. Efficiency is where you are cutting out redundancy. You are working smarter. Many of us, we are sometimes often caught in the loop of making it perfect, making it august, making it big, even if it is not efficient. And that is not good enough. What it's saying to us is we need to have operational efficiency. That means we are optimal, we're operating at an optimal level. And then we are customer focused. What that means is that you're not building for yourself. You're not building for an imaginary being. You're not building based on what you think it should be, but you are building based on what your customer says they want. You are building based on the customer patterns they observe. You are building based on the feedback that you have gotten from your customers. Trust me, customers will help you shape your business if you listen to them. And then innovation now, that is now on you and your team. Your ability to come up with ideas. Now you understand what you need to do. Now you understand what your customers want. Now you understand the state of your business. Now you know how to make things better. The question is, what innovative ideas are you introducing? What is setting you apart? What innovative edge are you bringing on board? So if you must focus on sustainable, this is focus on growth. It has implication on your customer retention, your operational excellence, which is something that we cannot afford to compromise on. We belong to what we call an emerging market. And for an emerging market to dominate a market, one major value we cannot compromise on is operational excellence. And at the value that we deliver. Innovation and adaptability, data-driven decision, and that long-term value creation is a very clear thing. We must not be developing programs or solutions for our businesses or our customer, our core value should not be around something that is short-term. While it is good for us to have short-term things that we are chasing, there should be an overall goal that is long-term and short-term is feeding into. And that's super essential. What are the characteristics of business that grow in tough times? They stay close to customer needs. They adapt quickly to market changes. You are selling clothes. You realize that the clothes that you are selling, the price has increased to 20,000 from 5,000 naira. Are you able to look for other material? Don't try and be justifying, the market is not very expensive. It's not very expensive. So these are the things. Make informed decision using data. Focus on efficiency and productivity. One of the major things that you see about any team that win, they fail quickly. So once they see that it's not working, they quickly change it. And changing it does not mean that they are all okay. No, they're just making adjustments. Okay, what can change here? What needs to change? All right? Focus on efficiency and productivity, not niceties, not just what is this productive? Is it efficient? Is it efficient? It's very essential to cut off all of, because for more of us, if you are into manufacturing, you understand efficiency a lot better, because there are a lot of processes that you have to go through before you do that. Then the question is, what can I take off? These are one of the ways to promote efficiency, to say, if I take A, B, and Z out, will it affect my result? How significant will the impact be? So, and then you have to look at it, okay? Take, for example, you are a tailor, or you are a fashion person, or you run a bakery, and then you have somebody that helps you to come and do maybe one part of your business, and that one does one part of the business, another one part of the business, another does one part of the business. And then you see somebody that cannot just actually, maybe a machine, somebody who you can outsource one aspect of the business and takes care of that part, and just allow you to be more effective in focusing on what you are really good at. That can be what you need at this time, because you can't compromise on value. Invest strategically rather than react emotionally, and then continuously identify new opportunities. So we're going to quickly run through them, right? Because we talked about customer retention, because it's very essential. If you do not have a customer, we don't have a business, probably a hobby, right? What makes business is the fact that you are offering a service, there are people that the service is useful to, and they are paying for it. So until you say you have that, you don't have a business. And it becomes a business when that process can be repeated and be scaled, right? So what is it? So retaining an existing customer is often more cost-effective than acquiring a new one. You know that all of us, as we are here, I know we are all business owners. We have one customer to the other patronizing us before now. The question is, what are we doing to retain them? Actions improve your customer experience. What is customer experience? Customer experience is how people feel when they interact with your product or your service. How do you make people feel? What experience do you leave them with? Right? And a lot of intentionality has to go into this. You don't have to break the bank. You don't have to overdo things. But basically, you can just do and let them see some level of intentionality and effort from your part as a business owner. Maintain regular engagement. Don't call people only when you want them to buy things from you. And that's why even your bank send SMS to you on your birthday. And on Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy they send all of those messages to you on those days, just to maintain engagement, regular engagement with you. And if your net worth has increased with the bank, they do beyond that. They call you. Your account officer then begin to pay attention to you, begin to come to your office and greet you, right? Gather and act on feedback. So you must be intentional about getting your customers' feedback. Ask them, how can I serve you better? What do you love about my last service or my last product? What can I do better about it? Honest about these things, and let them see that the feedback that you are getting from them, you are implementing into the next engagement, and that way they are more interested in you. Offer loyalty incentives, and that's it's a very smart way. Buy one get one free. If you refer every client that you refer, you get a discount on the next buy. Deliver consistent value. Let it not be hit and miss. It can't be hit and miss. It has to be consistent. What is the outcome? Higher customer loyalty, repeat business, and sustainable revenue growth. Strategy number 2, optimize cost, not value. And I've actually talked about this earlier on. And that is, economic pressure requires efficiency. It should not be at the expense of the customer value. And that's what we have seen so much in this country. And you and I have to change that narrative. That economy does not mean that the value should not be compromised. And how do we maintain that? Is to begin to look at ways of reducing costs. You need to eliminate waste. If there are tasks that are repetitive, can you automate them? Your internal processes, can you rejig it so that it doesn't take longer to get things done, or it doesn't take longer manpower to get things done? Do you have supplier relationships? Many of you are buying products from suppliers. You are somebody, you go to a co, you go to different suppliers and buy products from them every night, and then there's no contract, there's no document between you and them. You have been buying something from somebody in the last 6 months, or the last 1 year, in the last 2 years. You didn't approach and say, can we sign a document, an SLA agreement that you supply me this product? You maintain particular quality, and sometimes you can supply me and I pay you back 3 weeks later, 1 week later. And that's how you can grow. That can begin to generate money for your business. And that's one of the secrets of bigger organization. If you go and get a contract from a Dangote, for instance, now, Dangote is going to just give you a document to say, sign a document with you and say, go and supply me X, Y, and Z. It's not going to give you money immediately. It will tell you that it will pay you maybe 45 days or 70 days afterwards. And what does that mean? You are literally borrowing a rich man money to do business. And these are techniques that you also can employ. If you have been buying for a particular period of time, you can approach somebody who is store and say, you know what, I've been buying from this person. I think I want to start buying from you. Can we sign an SLA whereby you supply this product for me at a particular rate and this interval? And if you perform very well, then I keep you as my main customer. These are conversations we must be bold as leaders. We must be able to understand all of these things. Prioritizing high impact investment. When you're investing into your business, you must look at what is it that I input my money in that can give me maximum yield, that can 10x, 2x, 3x, or 5x my investment as against other things. Don't buy things in your business just because it looks nice. But everything you are asking yourself, what is the ROI? That's the return on investment for everything you are doing. Strategy number 3 that you need to look at is diversify revenue streams. For example, if you are making the stats, people should be buying the material from you. All right. You don't begin to complete corporate organizations. You need to begin to look at just maybe from bespoke to say, can I begin to do mass production? Maybe because I don't have access to capital now, can I approach a company that needs, take for example, a school that needs uniform, I can mass produce for them. And then they pay me, right? So they pay me ahead because they can make the money available to me. I get the materials, I sew it to them, I deliver it, and stuff like that, depending on the arrangement that works. We need to begin to introduce complementary products. Complementary products. Are you a tiler? Oh, you make ties, you help people into, you can be selling tie polish. Are you a barber? Whatever it is, then you sell clipper, you sell ear treatments, you sell all of these other things that buying. Things that people we need that help you to generate money aside from our business. This is super essential. It's called diversification. Exploring new customer segments. All right? New customer segments. You see that, like I was saying to you now, Zoom is now used for even the churches in different places. These are new customer segments, the original customer segment. Especially another example is Indomie. Indomie was specifically made for young people. But I can guarantee you, many of us now, we have Indomie, hungry belly food. They are now making different sizes of it for us. And that's why you will see City tomorrow, you know, whenever they are doing the advert of Indomie, they are using it for children. They say children, because that is the core. But trust me, even adults eat Indomie more than young people now. So that is exploring new customer segment. Offering subscription services. Do you run a laundry service? You can say, okay, if I run a laundry, instead of bringing your clothes every month and then we are charging you, I can create a package and say, okay, we have X, Y, Z. We're A, B, C, D. So X, Y, Z. If you sign on this package A, you pay X amount of money. I come and pick up your clothes, I dry, you clean it. If you sign up on package B, I pick this thing 3 times in a month. I can come and be picking as many times as possible. So you just develop something that people can then be paying monthly fee for you. And guess what? People now begin to say, okay, you just come, you pick clothes, you wash for them, and they go. And then they are paying you monthly. They don't have, so it's not like you're counting clothes for you. So that you are waiting for them to your clothes to get dirty. You can just come and pick clothes anytime. So depending on what the kind of business that you are, subscription model can then begin to come into in and begin to look at, okay, how do we do it? Right? Somebody that's okay, for somebody in the fashion, you can look at, okay, you can subscribe to our wardrobe revamp, where we come to you and have a conversation with you. What kind of brand? How do you want to be perceived for the rest of the year? And then we can help you curate a brand, a wardrobe that fits that. And then we can develop a schedule of how you will dress each month or each quarter. And then we'll build clothes for you on this, based on these things that we have agreed. But you'll be paying us X amount of money monthly. And then I'll be delivering maybe 1 or 2 of these materials to you every month. There's a lot of things you never know until you try. I used to have a barber that barbs me, and then we had a conversation. I always tell him this. And then when he approached me, said, sir, can you pay X amount of money? So that just walk in there, you barb your ear, and you get priority. No matter the number of people that are on ground, if once I walk into the place, you person sign me up. Because I don't have time. I don't have time to go into the salon and then I'm waiting. I want to walk into the salon and barb my hair. So like you just need to do just to notify him that it's coming. And then we went into that arrangement, and I was paying monthly. All I then did to do so, because I barb like once or twice weekly. So I just walk into the place, I just barb. Because at the end of the day, I look at that, it was just cost effective. And guess what? There are times I will travel out of town. At the end of the month, it does not affect his bill. It gets paid nonetheless. And there are times I will come and barb more. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect my bill. I get barb nonetheless. So it becomes a win-win situation. These are ways to diversify, offering subscription services, developing digital solutions, and always competing when they're supposed to be complementing and collaborating with each other. I do A, B, C, you do Z and Y. Can we come together? We get a client that needs Z and Y. Once they get Z and Y, you tell them that they need A, B, C, and then I do the A, B, C. Just sort of the partnership that we can be doing amongst ourselves. Leverage technology, we talked about that. Digital marketing, we cannot overemphasize that at this stage now. And then the customer relationship management is very essential. Process automation is essential. Data analytics and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is something that you have to learn how to use effectively. If you don't know how to use it, you can't, right? Your records, maybe you have prepared your record, it can help you. And to increase your productivity, you have better customer experience, and you'll be faster decision making, and which will ultimately reduce your operational costs. Second on the last is focus on high value customers. It's very important that for smart, there's what you call 80-20 rule and the Pareto principle. There are 20 customers that can give you what 80 people will give to you. All right. And that's very essential. So not all customers contribute equally to business growth. So it's very essential that we begin to identify customers who generate higher revenue, purchase consistently, refine new customers aligned with business objectives. Those people are your key accounts. In banking, we call them key accounts. So you call them key accounts, and then you manage them separately, differently. These are the people that when they call you, when you are with your family, you pick their calls. They're not the people you make excuses for. They're not the people you send somebody who is not capable to do the job for. They're not the people you deliver shabbily for. They're not the people these are people you take seriously, because they are going to refer you to people like them. And that is the way to grow your business. There are people that you go the extra mile for. They are the people you sacrifice for. This approach will improve your profitability and resource allocation, because it's the same service you render to somebody who pay you 10,000, and you render to them, they will pay you 100,000. So you just add a little spec to make it worth it. Some of us, sometimes we need to improve our branding, our packaging, and how we deliver product to people like that. And that's super, super essential. Lastly, it's build strategic partnership. We've talked about that when we're talking about diversifying. What in the partnership? I think I want to just quickly talk about referral partnerships. People that refers you. You could run an affiliate program whereby you say, okay, if you refer me, you get X, Y, and Z. Joint marketing initiatives, distribution partnerships. Many of us, for example, let me just use an example of a 1616 who is probably into fashion. I know you by now. You also be having businesses. People buy materials from you. By now, there's nothing stopping you from beginning to look at major fabric producing or distributors and then serving as a distributor channel for them. So these are the conversations. We should begin to look at the bigger level, bigger value of it. How do I become or position my business as a major distributor for the key people in this industry? How do I begin to position myself? How do I begin to send email to major manufacturers to say, okay, don't only make this, I can also sell it. And I have friends like me. I have an ecosystem of fashion designers that I can push this so that I can buy. And you are still within the right of your business. And this partnership are very, very essential. And that's how you grow. That's how your business will expand. But come to think of it, if you say you are selling fabrics, how many fabrics will you have to sell by yourself alone to be able to grow to the level of your dreams? But imagine you having a distributorship license to distribute the fabrics, and then you are bringing several other people that are like you to buy from them, and then you are getting a commission on cost, and that's something. That's something. So these are the things that you can then begin to look at. Those are the so we'll quickly go into the practical action plan. To drive smart growth, you need to review and optimize your costs. You need to strengthen your customer relationship. You need to invest in technology. You need to diversify your revenue resources. You need to monitor market trends. Many of us that we are not following trends, we should, can help you. Build strategic partnership, measure performance consistently. Small consistent improvements can produce significant long-term results. This thing might look like English, but it is not. You need to put it down. What do I want to do? What am I currently doing? And review your cost and optimize it. Review it first. What is costing you money? What can I do without? What can I outsource? What can I outsource? That is very, very important. That is very, very important. If you go on the street, sometimes, this learning that we are having in the classroom is on the street. You see people doing that. If you go to Oyingbo, to the Yaba market now, you walk into the particular shop, you want to buy it. They will never tell you they don't have it. They say it's in the other shop. They'll go and bring it. They'll make something from it. So all these are ways that we should learn, and how we can quickly grow our business. In conclusion, economic conditions influence business performance, but strategic choices determine business outcomes. Businesses that remain adaptable, customer-focused, innovative, and disciplined, I cannot lay so much emphasis on this enough, are better positioned not to only survive difficult periods, but also to achieve sustainable growth. I would like to stop here. I'll take a few feedback and questions, and then thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Fee, for that very insightful session you have given to us today. There are a lot for us to take away, and truth be told, if we can implement every single thing we have in this webinar, our business will definitely scale from 0 to 100. Just a very brief conclusion, or should we say description of what have been learned so far, just in case you are just joining in or you joined at the middle of the session. We learned what smart growth looks like and how to grow in tough economy, how to grow your business in very tough economy. We also learned the characteristics of business that grow in tough times, how to put up things that you can put up structures in place that ensures that your business can thrive in very difficult situations. And also we learned strategies, 5 key takeaways, strategies that business owners can put into practice can implement in their businesses to ensure that they scale and they are sustainable in very difficult situations. That would be a very brief conclusion or overview of what we have learned so far today. I don't know if you have questions so that we can bring to life what we have learned. If you have relatable situations, if you need situations you need clarity on, or scenarios you need clarity on your business, we are here and this is your time. So grab this opportunity, speak with Mr. Femi, and drink from his well of wisdom. So kindly raise your hand and we'll give you the opportunity to ask your questions. Okay, we are still okay. We have one question here. Miracle Ojedayo says, how do you deal with debtors when you are in a competitive market? That's a very important question, because there are people that are out there to run into the ground to owe you for a very long period of time, keeping your money that you're supposed to use for running the day-to-day activities of the business. Okay, Mr. Femi, would like you to respond to that. While Mr. Femi is responding to that, if you have your question, you can also drop them on the chat box so that we can collate them at once and attend to them one after the other. So we don't have to be going back and forth, because we are almost getting to the threshold of our time. Over to you, Mr. Femi, sir.
All right, Miracle, thank you very much for your question. Miracle is into what industry? What do you do? Can I have a little bit of context so that I can give a better, a more robust feedback? What do you do, Miracle? Can I have context to your business? Pharmaceutical industry. Okay. So basically, if you are into pharmaceutical, pharmaceutical industry, if that's what you do, basically, one of the things you also have to understand is this: when you are doing a business, you must first of all know what you call you must know your capacity in terms of how much can you take in terms of your business strategy. Which vis-a-vis your sales panel channel rather. Take for example, where I'm going to is that, how do customers access your service? Is it via credits, or direct payment, installment payment, or a mixture of all of those things? And then why do you have to do all of those things? These are things that you need, first of all, to sit down and look at and say, for the sustainability of my business, how long can I survive? If I have 3, 4, 5 customers who defaulted in paying me, can my business continue to grow sustainably? If it happens, what leverage do I have to cover it or to recover my funds? Do I have any form of insurance on my business? Do I have anything to sort of serve as an absorber for me if anything happens? These are questions you need to ask before you go into business. Business is not something that you just do without you having all of this background knowledge or information. So that's why it's essential that when you're doing business, for instance, now, somebody wants to access your product. Is it credit or they're paying for it? If it is credit, what are the conditions for credit? What are the agreements for credit? Is it documented? Right? If it is documented, and we know the country where we live in, where a lot of people don't even respect agreement, right? People don't give a damn about it. Do I have means of enforcing it? All right? Do I want to ask them to give me a positive check or something like that? Are they signing any documents with me? Are there things that they will do for me? Do I have a lawyer that at my beg and call if people fail to pay me? Do I have the appetite to go to police station? Do I have the bandwidth? These are the questions we need to be asking ourselves before you make any business decision. So there was a time in my life I was doing a business whereby it is credit service. People can pay, I give it to you now. We can pay 1 month. But it got to a point when I realized I don't want to develop high blood pressure, because sometimes I have 3, 4 5 clients that are to pay, and they are giving you sometimes those, for the fact that they are genuine does not mean that your business, your life is not suffering. So what then do you do? Right? When I started a new business, I made up a decision that I will never do credit. I hardly do credit. So what I do is that I get a commitment fee from you. We sign a document and agreement, and then I am very, very certain that the person I'm giving any credit form of credit has the capacity to pay when I want them to pay. If they don't have the capacity to pay, they are ready for serious dragging. The question is, do I have the apparatus to drag people? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So those are very, very essential. So it's very important. So how do you go about this for you to know, do you have any document signed with this person? Did they promise you? Do they also know that if they default to pay, are there penalties attached to it? These are things you need to sit down. If you take a loan from a bank and you default to pay, every day that you are defaulting, there's an accrued interest that you're supposed to pay on it. And those are the things that you then need to look at. I don't know if you get what I mean. So that is what you need to look at very, very well. So you need to look at your credit model. If you are giving credit, you need to have a credit. You need to have a model for it that works for your business, right? To say that if I give credit to these people, it guarantees my payment, it guarantees the sustainability of my business. If it doesn't, then you might need to rethink your model and begin to say, okay, I do not do credit. People have to pay outside for you. Another way they can do it, that you can say, maybe you go and get an HMO. Since pharmaceutical, you could go and register with HMO so that people can, through HMO, get product from you. And the HMO is also getting referral from you. So you can just say, don't worry, how much do you have? 100. Let's sign up on HMO now. It allows you to also buy. And the HMO, for every referral you are getting to the HMO, you are getting money elsewhere. So you can look at it. Or maybe you want to also do an HMO business. So it depends on what you are. You just need to sit down. For the fact that people are coming to buy your product, they need it, but they are unable to pay for it. That's a gap. That's a problem. Then how do you fix it? So that can also be an opportunity for you to explore. So, okay, people want my products, but they're unable to pay. And how do I know that? Because many people that have sold my products to, they keep on buying it or they keep coming back, but they're unable to pay. But why are they not unable to pay? They don't have access to this. What can I do? Okay, can I bring a net finance program into my business? Can I partner with to run all of those things? So these are some of the things you can then begin to, that could be an opportunity in Zoom. So I see another question there. I think I'll just be taking the question after the other. Thank you, Ade, for your feedback. How to deal with a customer who has been loyal but disappointed and refuse to give it back on why they are disappointed. So basically somebody who has been a loyal customer, and then that's why it's very essential that we are very, very careful about how we deal with our loyal customers. Do not take them for granted. Remain humble and let it be like the first day that you got that business with them. That the way, the enthusiasm that you had, the joy of you serving them, the privilege that you felt serving them, you have to maintain it. That is the hunger. That's what we call the hunger of a leader. You must have it. And what you then do is to, you still have to go back to them, right? You still have to probably send an email, or you have to do something more intentional. Perhaps the person is seriously hurt, because you need to find out. You need to send an email, a message, whatever it is, a card. Just be intentional. Just do something to let them know that you are sorry and that you truly, truly, and after you have done the little that you can, just ensure that that never repeats itself. Because some customers, they can make up their mind, it is final. But and sometimes it might take a while, but just do what you can to ensure, reach out to them again, and let them know how sorry you are and how much you value their business, and get something creative and intentional. You have interacted with this person in the past. That means you know a thing or two about them, what they like, what they don't like. If you have been observant or you have been taking in feedback or information from them, that should help you and give you a nudge on what you can do to smoothen the relationship. So as far as saying that even if they don't come and buy back from you, but you don't want them to have bad impression about you, and that you're deeply sorry, and that you cherish the relationship and you want to keep it. And there are a lot of things that you can say, right? Probably you speak to brand people and they can better guide you on what to do. How can we business owners maintain our increases when customers are becoming more price sensitive? So, and we've talked about it. Customers will only be price sensitive. So that you pivot your product and you change your pivot your product. How do you pivot your product? there are two ways to it. Either you look at what is your cost, things that is costing to produce the product. Is it possible for you to bring down the cost so that you can be competitive? Or do you want to target a new market segment, people who are not as price sensitive as the current market that you serve, and begin to look at a new market segment. You can be making a shoe, maybe the shoe is 10,000, 30,000, 50,000 naira, or whatever the price is. But you are certain that it's high quality. Maybe the people you are selling into now unable to get in, maybe it's time to look at people to redefine who will be the ID. One of the things I always tell people is that you need to have what's called a buyer persona. And what's a buyer persona is to say, this is my product. What are the characteristics of my ID client or ID user of my products? So once you have that, then it can help you to narrow down, okay, in the context of our community or society or where I operate, who are the people that fit this bill? That can help you to identify, okay, am I selling to the wrong markets, or that we are buying from it because it was convenient for them at the time? And now that the price is no longer convenient for them, it's very easy for them not to see the value and run away from it. Maybe the only value they were seeing on it then before was price. Then can I begin to focus more on people who the actual value of my product is what they are after, not even the price, and then begin to look at that. And then also things to reposition. And do not forget, people will go to an expensive restaurant and spend a lot of money, and they go to a mama put and begin to price them very, very well. And the other issue that mama put is not doing very well too. It's about perception, branding, how you position your business. So sometimes may not be, people can be price sensitive to you, not because of your product, not because of your price, but because of the perception that they have of you. Is it not you? What are you selling now? All of those things happens, especially when you are starting a business. So you have to then look at, do I need to focus on my brand and see how do I make my brand better, my positioning better? How do I come across? How do I communicate? All of these are conversations that you can begin to look at. And those are the ways you can begin to address price sensitive market. Because when they see, when people walk into a particular place and they already know that, oh man, this thing, I cannot come and embarrass myself by calling certain things. When they see your packaging, see what you do, sometimes, so that's why your positioning can then also play. Those are the three things that you can use to address price sensitivity. Number one is to see, is it possible for you to reduce your cost of production or service so that you can be price sensitive. Two is about, are you going to target a new market so that matches the value that you offer? Number three is, do you need to change your overall brand positioning and see that people, maybe it is a perception issue. People think of you less than you're pricing yourself. With the current state of the economy, what is your views that price their products, so when customer power is declining? I think we've talked about this already. This is quite broad, it's more academic a little bit, but basically in terms of product, generally consumers purchasing power is declining. What you observe is the ability to buy more really good. But then there are essentials that people stay by, all right? So if your product if that's why we have to begin to look at if your product if you are selling what we call a luxury product, right? Then you begin to look at what are the things that I can add. That's where we talk diversification. What can I, in the low purchasing power market that I currently operate in, what can I sell to them? And do not forget, Peak Milk is selling Peak Milk. When they realize that Peak Milk is for the rich, the one in the team, they made sachets. And there's a smaller version that any other person that does not have that money can buy. So you can have a varying product that can speak to different audiences and begin to look at low-end market. We covered that during our presentation about the need to look at the product that you have, and if it's changing, don't have to be adaptable. Can I make a small version of what I have? Distinguish between temporary market challenges and signs that their business model needs change. So basically, so for example, we know that the world between so basically it's about following trends. It's about following trends. It's about following trends. It's about reading. There are a lot of forecasts out there that talks about a lot of issues. For example, Nigeria inflation rates, all of those things are things, and then you follow up closely with government policies so that you understand the entire the entire macro and microeconomic of your or the continent or of the world, as the case may be. So the World Bank, Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, every one of them, they are publishing data, making forecasts about financial performance and indicators around the financial issues in every year. So that's why those things are very, very important. You just pay attention to them. That can then help you to know whether the challenge that you're having now, the inflation you're having now is, for example, now we have inflation in the cost of goods and services right now, off the back of the inflation, the cost increase in the cost of petroleum products as diesel, and then in the last 1 or 2 years, you have been noticing that there have been the slight decline in the prices, not as much as we were expected, but it's coming down, and every day it's coming down, and there's a lot of pushback now. So you can now see that whatever challenges you are having before, it's not going to be so. Give or take, in the next 1 month, we are expecting to see a more better price stability in terms of things, and there has been some level of stability in forex. So you can almost forecast and say that there's stability in the horizon, and then the problem you are facing, your challenge as a result of those things, then you can know that. But if it's something that is talking about your core processes, it's talking about your core value process, it's talking about, then that is a major issue. Okay. I think that is the last questions. I think the other one that I'm having from Salvation Jesus are just an advert of what he or she is doing. Well, okay. That is all. I think that is all. How can business owners maintain increases while becoming more price sensitive? I think we have covered that. How can business distinguish between temporary market challenges and signs that their business model change? Of course, we'll talk about that. If it is internally induced, it is about you. If it's externally induced, like the forex, like inflation, these are the things that you can then begin to look at it, and that's where you pay attention to trend. Thank you so much, everybody. I think I don't have any other question for me. Joy, over to you now. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Femi, for painstakingly going through each and every one question that has been dropped and giving us very insightful answers. We believe that everyone who has asked this question has been satisfied. But if you think you still need one or some more explanations, or you want to have a one-on-one session, you can always reach out to us, and we can always book a clarity meeting with you and with Mr. Femi so that we can be of more assistance to you. Right in our chat box, we have our social media handles. We like everyone on this call, on the meeting, to follow each and every one of our social media handles, LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, so that you can be getting notifications every time we have very beautiful webinars like this and every other thing we would be doing to bring about value, to bring about increase in your business, and to ensure that the marketplace is a lot more comfortable for young people and also for business owners. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. We do not take your attendance for granted. We are glad you joined. We are learning together, we are growing together, and we look forward to meeting each and every one of us at the top. We are Pearls Consulting, and we are the gold standard. Thank you very much once again, and God bless you. Kindly do not forget to follow us, like, share, and engage our posts. We are here to serve you. We are here because you are here. Please do not leave the call without doing so. God bless you.